Every time someone buys a brand new gas-powered Ford, a little money can end up helping Tesla. Not because Tesla built the car, not because Tesla supplied the engine, not because Tesla shipped them a single battery. Tesla sold them something much weirder: permission. Permission to keep selling the old thing a little longer. And for years, that permission money wasn't small. It became billions. And it gets stranger. At certain moments, Tesla's most profitable product was not a car. It was a rule. Let me explain. A car company in Detroit sells trucks. A company in Japan sells SUVs. A company in Europe sells gas sedans. And somewhere in the background, Tesla collects money, quietly, legally, over and over. No dealership, no test drive, no salesman handing over keys, just one company paying another so the math works out. That's the story. Forget the genius founder version for a second. Forget the they just out-innovated everybody version too. This is the story of a hidden toll booth. And Tesla got there first. Let's start with the names: Ford, Toyota, Stellantis, Mazda, Subaru. Not small companies, giants. Companies building cars since before Tesla existed. And some of them have had to buy credits connected to Tesla. Why? Not for better cup holders. Not for a cheaper truck. Credits, regulatory credits. Which sounds boring. And that's exactly why this worked for so long. Because nobody clicks on a video called regulatory credit accounting. But buried inside that boring phrase is one of the biggest money machines in modern car history. So let's make it simple. The government says if you make cars, your fleet has to meet certain fuel economy rules. Clean enough, you're fine. Too dirty, you get punished. Fines, penalties. Now here's the twist. Build cleaner than the rules require. And you earn extra credits, extra points, like school. Except these points can be worth billions. And Tesla had the perfect setup. Tesla only made electric cars. No tailpipes, no gas engines, no fleet of V8 trucks dragging down the average. So while everybody else juggled trucks, SUVs, and gas sedans, Tesla was just stacking up credits. Credits it didn't need. A giant pile of extra points. And when you've got a pile of points you'll never use, there's only one thing to do. Sell them to the kids who didn't study. Now this is where it stops being cute. Because the other car makers had a choice. Option 1. Spend billions redesigning your lineup, build EVs faster, change your factories, do the hard thing. Option 2. Keep selling the trucks people are already buying and buy Tesla's credits to cover the gap. Guess which one looked easier? For a lot of them, paying Tesla was cheaper than changing everything overnight. So they paid. And once you see that, the story gets uncomfortable. Because Tesla wasn't just competing with these companies. Tesla was collecting money from them. The rivals were funding the company that was supposed to replace them. Imagine Blockbuster sending Netflix a check for every DVD rental. Imagine the horse and buggy company paying Ford. That was basically the setup. The old system was funding the new one, and the new one was happy to cash the checks. Now look how big this got. In 2015, Tesla made about $169 million from credits. By 2024, $2.76 billion. In 1 year, not from seats, not from a new pickup bed, from compliance. And the most important part isn't the size of the number, it's the margin. Because building a car is expensive. Factories, batteries, steel, workers, shipping. A car is a nightmare with tires. But a credit? No second factory, no assembly line, no cargo ship. The credit exists because Tesla already built the cars the rules rewarded. So when a rival buys those credits, that money is almost pure gravy. That's why Wall Street paid attention. $1 from selling a car comes with all the pain of manufacturing. $1 from a credit comes from the rule book. And for years, the rule book was very good to Tesla. Now watch what this does to how you see the company. Tesla is famous for cars. Model 3, Model Y, Cybertruck. And to be fair, Tesla did change the game. It made electric cars desirable. It made the industry nervous. That part is real. But underneath, the credit money gave it oxygen. It helped the margins. It helped the story. In some periods, it was the difference between looking profitable and looking like the core car business was struggling. That doesn't mean Tesla was fake. Too simple. But the clean version of the story leaves something out. Tesla wasn't just winning by selling cars. Tesla was winning because the government created a system where making clean cars produced a tradable asset, and Tesla had more of it than anybody. Now let's talk about the word people fight over: subsidy. Because the second you say Tesla got subsidized, people start arguing. One side says, yes, government rules helped Tesla. The other says, no, Tesla earned those credits. The other companies paid voluntarily. And here's the thing. Both sides are half right. The government wasn't writing Tesla a check. This wasn't a normal taxpayer handout. But the government made the rules. The rules made the credits. The credits made the market. And the market sent money to Tesla. So maybe subsidy isn't even the right word. Maybe the better word is toll booth. The government built the road. The old automakers had to drive on it. And Tesla stood there collecting. That's the machine. And it worked because everybody had an incentive. The government wanted cleaner cars. Tesla wanted money. Legacy automakers wanted time. So the system found a compromise. Everybody got something, except the average person had no idea they were inside it. Because when you buy a gas truck, you don't see a line item that says, tiny invisible payment toward Tesla's credit advantage. It's not on the sticker. It's buried upstream. In compliance costs, in corporate strategy, in the quiet math of the industry. Now here's what nobody mentions until the money starts disappearing. This machine is changing. In 2025, the penalty side of the fuel economy system got stripped down. The punishment for missing certain federal targets was effectively reset to zero. And if the penalty disappears, the reason to buy the credits gets weaker. No fine. Less fear. Less reason to pay Tesla. It doesn't kill every credit system everywhere overnight. There are still other rules, other countries, but it cracks one of the major pillars under the whole setup. And you can already see the shift. Tesla's credit revenue fell in 2025 from $2.76 billion to just under $2 billion. Still massive. But the direction matters. Because once the toll booth starts losing traffic, everybody finally asks the question they should have asked years ago. How much of Tesla was a car company? And how much of it was a rule company? The pattern. Let's run the machine back. The government makes the rules. Clean car makers earn credits. Slower automakers need them to avoid penalties. Tesla has a giant pile because its cars are electric. Tesla sells them to the same companies it's competing against. That money comes in with almost no extra cost. And everybody calls Tesla a car company, while one of its best businesses was selling permission slips. That's the pattern. And every part of it was legal. Nobody broke a law. The law built the door. Tesla just walked through it first. That's not a scandal. That's a system. So the next time someone tells you Tesla became Tesla only because Elon outbuilt everybody, remember the quiet part. For years, the cars weren't the only engine. The rules were. And every gas vehicle sold by a company trying to stay compliant may have been part of a system most drivers never saw. You weren't asked, you weren't told, but you were closer to the Tesla story than you thought. Here's my question for you. Now that this credit machine is weakening, what happens next? Does Tesla prove the cars alone were always enough? Or are we about to find out how much of the empire was running on permission money? Drop it in the comments. I read them. And if you like videos that explain the part nobody tells you, subscribe to Mike Explains, because the next story is probably already in your driveway.